most incredible boutique hotel to show you. Now, make sure to stay till the end because I'm going to be giving you a full walkthrough, legitimately their most incredible apartment here. Then just the views are insane. And you're also going to get to meet the owners. Then I'm going to go over numbers on what it actually costs to stay somewhere like this in Porto so that you can plan ahead for your next trip to Portugal. A few weeks ago, I was in my old apartment in Porto and was just very unhappy with the whole situation. So I made the decision to cancel the rest of my trip at that place and find a new place to live my Portuguese dreams for the rest of my time here in Porto. As one does, late at night, I was scrolling through Airbnb and then came across this incredible apartment with this insane view. And like usually a view like that is at least $200, $300, maybe $400 a night. Y'all, I literally always say, put me in front of a good view with a glass of wine and I'm happy. And it was just like I stumbled right into this. But instead of booking directly with Airbnb, because as you know, if you book directly through Airbnb, you're gonna have so many extra fees that you're gonna need to pay. Versus if you go and book directly with the host or with the owner, you can usually cut a lot of those fees out. I booked a week there to see if I would like it, and now fast forward to today, and I ended up booking the place literally for a month and a half, the rest of my time here in Portugal. The location is legitimately perfect. The views are to die for. And then you also get daily turn-down service. You get free breakfast included. Dogs are allowed for free. And the staff is just super sweet and super understanding and wanting to help. I had a couple of days where I had a full day tour and they literally took me out to go potty during the day, no problem. It was amazing. This boutique hotel is called Porto. You know, like, oh, Porto. Oh my gosh, Porto. But also because Porto is the name of the city. This boutique hotel in Portugal is right in Vila Nova de Gaia, also known as Gaia. Gaia is located just south of the city of Porto, right across the Douro River. You literally just cross the bridge and you're there in the middle of town. Now, my old apartment was in the middle of town, but personally, I much prefer living on the Gaia side. The views from Gaia are the best, and you're still within a 5 to 10 minute walk from town, so it's really not that big of a difference. If anything, I liked it because it forced me to walk a bunch of steps every single day, and just the general, vibes are on point. And it's a 3-minute walk to Jardim do Morro, which is a very popular sunset watching spot, so there's always live music going on, and then also another 3-minute walk to the river. So you can hit up all the restaurants, all the bars, all the river activity just 3 minutes away from this place. And then from either spot, just cross the bridge and you're on the Porto side. Key and I cross that bridge literally every single day just because it was a part of our daily walk. Now, there are 6 units in this boutique hotel building. 6 units for the 6 bridges of Porto. And what's really cute is that each of the units is actually named after one of the bridges. So you've got Dom Luís, Arrábida, Freixo, Infante, São João, and Dona Maria. There's also a shared patio for all the guests to use at their leisure, and it has a great view of the bridge and of the river. Then they also have a full store on the first floor. That's their reception area. You can go and buy wine, you can go and buy souvenirs, they have a couple food items. So really all you can possibly need on your stay, especially since they provide you with breakfast every day and daily turn-down service. Now, let me show you my unit. I spent most of my time in the Freixo unit. I would say this is probably the second best unit in the entire building because it's one of the more spacious ones, and there's a bunch of windows that are directly facing the bridge. The room itself is very long and narrow, but still feels very spacious. And literally every single room has a stupidly amazing view. Like, you wake up every day to the city of Porto and the river and the bridge and the sunsets, and it's stunning every single time. I felt like I was in a movie. Now, they've done some really good space-saving techniques. Every room has its own bathroom, of course, but also its own kitchenette area. And they're able to kind of tuck away both the kitchen and bathroom behind these big sliding wooden doors. So if you keep those messy, you can literally just close the door and then the room is perfect. But that was a really smart use of the space specifically for these rooms. And the kitchen has just about everything you could possibly need. There's a mini fridge, they have pots and pans, they've got a cooktop, microwave, kettle, coffee maker, you name it. And then the bathrooms are super cute, super compact, bright like teal, which is kind of fun. And you can also just close it off whenever you're not using it. Key and I spent plenty of time in the room just soaking up the views, listening to live music from the window, and just soaking in the sunset. So they bring you fresh breakfast every single day. They give you a bottle of fresh orange juice, which is amazing. I love fresh orange juice. Then you get a pastel de nata, which is a traditional Portuguese pastry. They're delicious. Then you get a croissant, some fresh bread, which they put in this little sack thing, which is so cute. And then for the bread, you've got Nutella, some different jams, some butter. They bring you yogurt and milk and then things for your coffee as well. So pretty awesome to be getting this included. But so I obviously had to figure out who the heck the owners were for this place. And turns out it was actually the two guys that I always saw working at the front desk. Okay, when did you open up Porto?
We opened up in 2016. We had the project for a couple of years before that, but we started around 2013, the project itself. Then it developed into the business plan and so on and so on. The construction started in 2015 and in 2016 we opened the doors.
Okay, so do you guys have a background in either construction or hotels, or was this just a fun project you decided to take on?
Actually, we studied hospitality management here in Porto. Then we had like a Erasmus program in Romania. And then there's a place where we start to have some contact with hostels at that time, in 2005 maybe. Then we start to think about to develop something here in Porto. Then we had other experiences abroad. Then we came back to Porto and we started with the project. The main idea was to start with the hostel, but then we changed with the building that we found.
And also was the beginning of the service apartments boom. Airbnb was just appearing. When we had the idea, actually, we were back in the US because we also did the college program in Disney in Orlando. So Airbnb was kind of starting going on, and when we came back, we searched a lot and we found this building, and with friends that are architects as well, we started thinking about the concept, and all Porto came through.
So, do you guys own it by yourselves? Do you have investors? How did you find the building? All of that?
Well, the building itself, we had the idea when we came back to Portugal, but the building itself, we didn't have anything planned. We were searching around. It was a lot of research, a very different city back then. Still a lot of places that are abandoned, but back in the day was even more. And Porto was the main focus. We tried a lot. Me and Pedro visited a lot of places in Porto, and it was always hard for us without investors and without a lot of capital from our part as well to have something of our own. A lot of deals fell through, and one day we were just kind of like walking around in this side.
Yeah, we just decided to come to this side of the river and start to go all over the streets here, search for like empty buildings, or some buildings are for selling. And then we found a building just across the street. We talked with the owner, but the business didn't go through. So we found this one at the same time, and then we go looking for the owners, and we made a proposal to buy the empty building, and it was a success at the moment.
Yeah. It was a very different city back then, especially here in Gaia. It was not developed as Porto was. Right now, it's also, I think, pretty much, you cannot tell that much of a difference between both cities, even though they are across from each other. But back then, there was a big difference. Tourism was kind of booming in Porto, but not here. Port wine was still not very well known abroad. And we took a risk investing in a place that wasn't developed at all. It paid through because right now I think the city kind of grew a little bit, and we have a nice location that probably at this time it would be impossible for us to get.
Completely. Well, yes, I prefer this side. I was on the other side for a week, and I was like, I can't do this. It's too much.
We have always the advantage to have this view.
The view is
so worth it. How did you come up with the name Porto?
So when the building was under construction, one day me and Bruno we went to this door right in this apartment, and we saw the view and we said, "Oh, Porto." Comes a little bit from that.
And also kind of like a switcheroo with the name of the city in English, which is Porto. So we kind of have the O of the view and Porto.
Yeah. We try to mix a little bit.
Yeah, we try to mix it a little
I
bit.
love that. Okay, so was this completely abandoned before? What did it look like before?
Completely abandoned.
Like the other buildings?
It was completely abandoned. It was only a 2-story high building, so the floor that we are right now, it didn't exist. That's why also, especially with the architects, because they were a big part of the concept itself, they decided to create this last floor and make it completely different than all the others, to kind of have an homage for the old buildings. Ground floor, first floor, second floor, we kind of have the structure of the old building, the front wall and the sidewalls, and it's all concrete, different type of architecture. And then this last floor, in the inside and the outside, is completely different from the others. So it's like kind of a new model that you just put on top of an old building. That was the idea, and we enjoyed it a lot once they pitched it to us.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the addition of the balconies.
Yeah.
Did you design the place yourselves, or did you hire a designer? How did that work?
Was mainly with the architectures. We had a big help from Bruno's wife as well at the beginning, but yeah, it was just by ourselves and the architectures.
Yeah, because the thing that we wanted was for the view to shine, to have the interior comfortable, different as well. It's a kind of style of architecture that is not very usual. Right now a little bit more, but a couple of years ago not. And but to have the view shine, so we try to keep as minimal as possible. That was the vision of the architects. We respect it as well, and we did it pretty much from the inception onto today. We did everything with friends. So we also had a little bit of help of friends of ours that are interior designers, each some ideas. Along with the architects, we tried to respect as much as we could of the space, of their idea of space. I think we tried to keep it as simple inside and as comfortable, and just let the main thing shine, which is the view.
Yeah.
So you guys partnered up. What's it been like working together all of these years?
So we met each other 2005 maybe at the university. We are from very different cities. Bruno is from here, from the north, I'm from the south. Then we studied together here in Porto. We lived together as well with other friends. Then we made the Erasmus program together, along with the other friends as well. We went to Disney together, so it's been a long journey.
Yeah, we've been very good friends before being business partners.
Yeah.
And even though we always been together, we kind of always went separate ways professionally, but with the same vision. But it was always more focused in food and beverage. I was always more focused in front office and guest relations. So we kind of have those two things that combine, and it right now it still translates into business. We don't really separate things to do, because the things that I really enjoy, Pedro doesn't enjoy that much, and vice versa. He enjoys to do a lot of things that I do not really enjoy, not so good at. That is way better than me. So those things kind of come naturally, and I think that's a really big part of the success for Porto, because it's very stressful, it's very demanding in terms of hours and commitment, and as partners we have this thing pretty much structured without having to structure that much.
It was kind of automatic.
It was automatically, and so I think that's a really good fit.
No, that's awesome. I know I have a business partner as well, but the key is to make sure you guys have complementary.
Exactly. Same vision with
Exactly.
complementary. And that's the thing, I think, that our vision for Porto is always the same, without even trying to discuss it that much, but we do different things and those things complement each other. And for the time being, no problem.
Yeah.
It's always been good, and it's
We've
always a
been good.
pleasure. Because otherwise, with the stress that comes through working in hospitality and developing a project and still having a lot of things to do with the development of that project, because it's still a work in progress, you really need to have somebody that you can really trust and has your back. And that's good my part. Hopefully it feels the same way.
Because it was very stressful at especially at the
Oh, yeah.
beginning.
Still
because
is.
our team was at the beginning was just
The two of us.
Yep.
the two of us. So it's just one person working with us at the housekeeping. Then we have to do everything.
Yeah.
Now with the following years, we have tried that our team grows a little bit, just to leave us a little bit to keep the project and maybe think in other projects as well. But yes, as Bruno said, it was very stressful. still are, but we're doing good at the moment.
So I noticed both of you still spend quite a bit of time here. So is that just personal choice? You guys like doing it, or is it like?
I think the structure of the business itself also kind of like doesn't allow us to be too big to do not be in operations and only be in management, because I think we are too big for some things but too small for others. So we kind of in between, and it's also a way to do not lose focus of the business. And of course we enjoy being here and always pass our idea of what Porto is, because we have the building that is a really nice place, a really nice piece of architecture. The view is amazing, but we think that Porto is much more than that, and also comes with a guest service, also comes with our contact with guests even beforehand of the arrival and the experience that they have in the city. Because the view can be amazing, but if the city is not in the city is not a good experience, it can fall through and fall short a little bit. But that's why we always try to be in here as much as we can. But yes, I think we need to go to another project in order to keep us out of the operation and just in management. Right now, we still have to jingle with it.
No, that's so fair. You don't have to answer this if you don't feel comfortable, but I like to ask, like, how much was the project? Like, what did that even look like? Because people always wonder, like, is that something I can feasibly do or not? You know?
So it was way less than used.
Yeah.
If we start doing like right now,
Yeah.
it'll be 4 or 5 times more.
Because when we started, first of all, the real estate, especially here in Gaia, was not at the price. We managed to find a really good deal on the building. The building was not on the market as well.
Yeah.
So when we contacted the owners, they didn't have the building on the market. So we approached them with an offer. They made a counter offer. We kind of meet in the middle. But the building itself was around 90K.
Oh my god.
Completely abandoned at the time.
I believe that some of the owners, because there are a lot of owners, like maybe around 10 or
Yes.
some of them doesn't know that they have the building.
Yes.
So it was like
It was a family heritage.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we made an offer. We managed to find a really good deal, and also we invest in. We had funds from the European Union for the construction because we made a business plan. Yes, there were financial support going on for projects that were innovative. We made our pitch, we submitted our financial plan, and it was approved. Then also back then we managed to, since we work with friends, the architecture itself, they were really good, still are. After this they won a lot of awards, a lot of recognition, but back then it was, I think, one of the first or second project that they had.
it was the biggest one, I think.
In the biggest
Yeah, the
one.
biggest one, yeah.
So also with the reality of that, we didn't spend that much. And the construction was at the time at 500 euros square meter. Right now, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much 6 times that.
Yeah.
So total, we spent less than 500K for the whole project.
That's great.
Different times.
Different times. Different interest rates, different
Exactly.
prices, different. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what I try to tell people is like, you gotta start because at the time it probably still seemed like a lot, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's always
A
gonna
lot of
happen,
people
right?
a lot of people were like,
You're
guys are-
crazy.
Even the family,
Yeah.
all the people said that.
there was always supportive, but of course it was a risk.
Yeah.
We took it.
I just do simple maths with the 6 apartments.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, maybe it's not.
Oh, and I think they have backup projects in the US, and you can't even find anything with 6 units for less than like at least 700,000-800,000. You know, like that's awesome. Well, what advice would you give to anyone who's looking to get into the hospitality business, maybe create something similar? What's some advice you would give to them?
Well, first of all, understand the reality of hospitality. That is very important because I think it's a business that always needs hands-on. Nowadays there's a lot of hospitality that doesn't require that much because you can make things automatic and all that. But it always needs hands-on and needs all year, every day. So it's always a good and an important part of to know the business itself. If you are from another area, just try to understand a little bit of the business of hospitality. And of course, if you want to invest, if you want to start from something fresh, I think being different, going to places where other people are not there yet, that's probably the best way to do it, because the trends of tourism also change, and right now I think more and more people look for an exclusive experience, to go to a place that is not as standard. That was also one of the things that we wanted to do. We wanted to break from the standard of hospitality at the time, and yes, try to think of a concept that it's different from all the rest, and go to areas, because there's always places that are amazing, even though if they are not on the map. Try to go to places where it's not yet very well known, and develop that, because you can do really nice things with the community as well. And yes, I think there's a really nice part of the business to develop in areas that are not as massified as the big cities right now. For me, in my perspective, saying that I have a business in a big city, which is also really nice, but to start fresh, probably go for the hidden gems.
Yeah, we are in a big city right now, because when we start, mainly this street, this side of the river, there's not a big offer regarding.
Yeah, it was another road, this road.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So just to complement what Bruno said, I think if someone want to start like a business in this area, the main recommendation that we can give is try to be different than the other ones, and try to do something like we did, not just focus on the building or on the view. Try to focus especially on the service, doing something different. And it's very important to be present. Me and Bruno, we are here every day, so it's very important for the owners, for the investors to be close to the business. When the business is like ours, like Bruno said, it's too big for some things, it's too small for other things. But I believe it's very important to be present and to try to. It was something that we learned at Disney to focus on the guests, especially.
Yes, because one of the things that kind of stuck with us when we went to Disney is that we are mainly selling memories, and those memories don't come from one thing, come from the whole experience. So always try to focus on the whole, not just yourself, but everything around you.
I think that's it.
Like, how freaking fun is that? Something that I see a lot in Europe and here in Portugal is that the owners tend to also work within the business just because they love it and want to give their love and care to it. And it's not just about how many units you can get and how much money you can make. They really focus on making it a more personal experience. And you can tell it really hits that passion project, which is definitely where I tend to veer towards in the way that I do business as well. Call it just the European in me. Really, all over Portugal, what I've seen in a lot of these types of businesses is the owners are very much involved with the day-to-day things that are happening, and it's just such a beautiful thing to see. Okay, y'all, I know you've been waiting for the prize jewel unit. It's honestly so pretty. It's called the Dom Luís room, and let me take you to go see it. Okay, so this is the Dom Luís unit. This is like their prized unit. You know, the one that is on the cover of everything. It has its own private balcony, just full surround 360 views. Like literally coming here, you're like, yes, this is where I want to stay. Okay, so just like all the other units, this unit also has its own little kitchenette. The cool thing about this one though is that it also has this extra like breakfast bar. This one actually does host 6 people, so it does need the extra sitting space. But once again, you've got your cooktop stove. It is a kitchenette, so you're not gonna have like the full oven situation, which honestly, like if you're here for a short period of time, you probably won't need, and there are plenty of restaurants out there for you to choose from. Then you've got a microwave, a coffee machine, you've got the toaster, there's a kettle, sink, there's even a mini fridge too, pots and pans. So I actually cook every single day while I'm here, and it's been really lovely just to have that ability, but then I can go eat out whenever I want to. And then they've got, I really like their mugs. They're kind of like rustic. You can tell they're like pretty local feeling. They've got even like little espresso mugs that are so freaking cute. Wine glasses, literally all of it. You would feel right at home here, basically. Also, I feel like having the kitchenette really is the pinnacle of being able to live here. A lot of hotel rooms, for example, don't have any of this. So that's what really makes it different than staying in a hotel. You get to be able to actually live here. Now, as a short-term rental interior designer, one of my biggest pet peeves is when they don't have enough sitting spaces for the number of people that are actually coming to host, or dining spaces. So I really like what they did over here. You know, they have their like full dining table, and they have chairs for 4 people. I honestly think they could probably add 2 more chairs, especially if they are allowing 6 people to sit here. And then they also have the coffee bar area. So you've kind of got both spaces that you can use, which makes it really great, especially if you're traveling with a family or something like that. Okay, so each of the units do actually have their own couch, and I believe they're all pull-out couches. They're all the same kind. It seems like they've gone through a couple of different ones. And then they have their own TV, so it's great to be able to kick back, and you have just like the incredible view while sitting on the couch. It's like, what do I look at, the TV or the view? But honestly, the best part about these units is that they have air conditioning. Like, that is not a norm in a lot of Europe. So the fact that this place has air conditioning, it is worth the money, especially in the summer. So this unit has 2 bedrooms. I think it's the only one that actually has 2 bedrooms. And then it also has a much larger bathroom than some of the other units. I really, you know, I'm not usually a minimalist, but I really like that it's kind of just a clean room. And I think the big reason for that is just the view. The view is really what people are coming here for, what they want to take in. So you don't really need as many decorations and things like that. I think, you know, a couple of things here and there. But I really think that what they did really works, especially since they also allow dogs, which is huge, but you get the view. You're so close to Jardim do Morro. You're so close to the Ponte de São Luís, Dom Luís, whatever it's called. And every room here has AC, which is huge, huge. I stayed in a place that didn't have AC, and let me tell you, it sucked, especially on a 31°C day, and there is a conversion for that to Fahrenheit that I will look up later. Another really big thing that I think they did really well is they actually put in full-length mirrors. I go to so many short-term rentals or medium-term rentals where they don't have full-length mirrors, and it makes me want to like strangle someone. Not actually, because I'm not a violent person, but as a girl especially, and really as anyone, it's nice to be able to see your full outfit, especially when you're traveling and who knows what you packed. Let's make sure it all works, right? And I will say the beds are super comfortable. Like, I have been sleeping like a baby every single day, and it's hard to get out. There is daily turn down service as well, which is really great, especially when you have a dog coming. And they'll change your sheets, they'll change your towels, they'll mop the floor, everything that you could possibly need. Even do your dishes. This is a great one because it does have that direct view to the river, so you can see like the Porto side right from here, which is like the best view. So the second one doesn't really have a view, but it's kind of okay. You still get some good light coming in from the window on the side. The balcony is currently locked for whatever reason, so you can't go out and use that balcony. But honestly, like, this place is so small, it's very easy to go out and use the balcony space out there. And then last but not least, the bathroom. This bathroom is actually pretty big. Like, mine in the other unit is a lot smaller, but it still works really well. This one's like a full-blown large shower, can fit multiple people in it, and there's just more storage space. I also really like how every single bathroom has one of these close-up mirrors so that you can do your makeup or whatever. It's, you know, just a nice little extra touch, and people are really looking for those little extra touches, especially if you want to start charging those higher prices. Okay, I know, so beautiful, But let's talk numbers. Like, how much does it actually cost to stay somewhere like this with views like these? Now, I will say this place is actually pretty gosh darn affordable for what you get out of it, especially because a lot of the rooms fit quite a few number of people. There's only actually one room that fits 2 people, and that room starts at 100 euros a night, which is pretty hard to find a really, really nice hotel room for 100 euros a night, especially in a popping city like Porto during the summer. And then to add on these views, the breakfast, the kitchenette, everything. Then 4 of the rooms are 4-person rooms because they all have the pull-out couch like this thing over here. So I will say a little tight for 4 people, but especially if you're here just for vacation and you want to bowl out with your friends or with your family, you book a room for the 4 of you. You don't really spend that much time in the room, but the ability to come back and this be your reality is still incredible. And those rooms range from 135 to 165 euros a night. And honestly, even at 160 euros a night, if you have 4 freaking people and you are splitting it at 160 euros a night, that's 40 euros a person a night. You literally struggle to get that in hostels in some places these days, especially in places like Porto or Lisbon or Terceira in the high season. So that's a phenomenal deal. And then the biggest unit, the prize jewel, that one starts at 230 euros a night. But it also fits 6 people because it's got the 2 bedrooms and the pull-out couch as well. But remember too, you're getting not just the views, not just the beautiful updated spaces, you're getting the kitchenette, you're getting the turn-down service every day, you're getting the free breakfast every day. There's so many extra things that you're getting that really encompasses, and I honestly do think it's worth it for the value that you're getting. And the location is on freaking point. Honestly, he and I have had a truly incredible time here. And I really do feel like this place is gonna, you know, just always have a special place in my heart. But if you wanna know how the heck I got my dog to come to Portugal with me, you should really check out this video over here because I go over in full detail all of the steps that I took to get this baby girl to Portugal with me.